Hi, everyone. Welcome to this special episode of Unleash Her. I'm Roberta, and I am your host for this podcast. I am so excited to be here, and I am so excited that you're here. So, this is the 20th episode of Unleash Her. And so I wanted to do something. I wanted to just come on and talk to you about what has been going on. I can't believe this. This is so amazing. And after 19 episodes, we have over 500 downloads. We are in 14 countries. This is raw and real. This is live. This is finding your authentic self by healing from within. And this is where we create extraordinary lives. Oh, it's so good. I have had the best guests on this platform. They have been from all over the world. They have been female and male. They've been entrepreneurs, best-selling authors. They've been coaches, speakers, Hall of Famers. We've had musicians on here. We've had people and musicians that have sang on the podcast. We've had podcast hosts in the top 5%. Woohoo! We've had dreamers. We're all dreamers. You know what? I want to know, did you quit dreaming? I did for a while. But then my life actually began to change after 50. Yes. Yes, guys. So in 2020, I hit rock bottom. Man, I thought I had been dealing with some things that I didn't know how I was going to get out of it. It was hard. I'm not going to lie. I struggled. But you know what? It woke me up. And now I am grateful. I can honestly tell you that I am grateful that that happened, because if it didn't, I don't know where I'd be at today. I don't know where I would be. I have a feeling I would just be like I was before, and more so just, I felt like I was on autopilot. I was just kind of like right here in the middle. I was just living. I had a decent life. It was good. I'm not complaining, but I knew deep down, deep down inside me, that something was missing. I knew that when I was little, I I allowed myself to dream, and I had a huge imagination, and there were things that I wanted to do, places I wanted to go. And a lot of that I left behind. I left behind when I became an adult. I don't know if you're like me, but after working 30 years behind the chair as a hairstylist, I knew it was time for a change. I love what I do. I love helping others. But there was more. Actually, quite a few years ago, I had this idea to write a book. I love writing. I love reading. Always have. I've been journaling my entire life. But it actually took a nearly tragic accident from my daughter, which I spoke about at the very beginning. And that was in 2018. And after that, that's when my life began to change. You know what? Sometimes it takes something like that to wake us up, to realize that there is more to life. And so I wrote a book and I co-authored it with my daughter, who is still with us today. And I'm very grateful for that. And yeah, we've struggled and there have been some very difficult times. But you know what? This has given us hope. It has allowed us to see that we can dream again, that there is life out there. And I can tell you, there is a beautiful life after 50. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you. I believe life doesn't even begin until you turn 50. So if you're not there yet, you just wait. You got some good stuff coming. So I wrote this book with my daughter, and then I began having these opportunities to go speak on stages. And I was a keynote speaker for my publishing company, O'Leary Publishing, in Naples, Florida. Now, I'm going to tell you what, that day, oh, scariest thing I've ever done in my life. By the grace of God, I made it through my speech, sweat, dry mouth, and all. And afterwards, someone asked me, okay, they're like, so how many people were there? And I was like, I don't know, maybe 50. And then someone else had told me, no, Roberta, I think there was like 200 people there. So it's amazing what you can do when you are not forced, when you have a purpose. I knew I had to do this. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know if I could make it through, but I knew I had a story to tell and I had to do it. And that because I want to help people. For anyone that has experienced, not just an invisible injury, but concussion, traumatic brain injury, I understand it better. I didn't then. And after being in a support group for years, I see that I wasn't the only one struggling, that my daughter wasn't the only one struggling, that we weren't the only ones misunderstanding what was going on. After writing the book, after being a keynote speaker, and being being on the ride of my life, I decided to start my own podcast. Now, I didn't think I was going to do this at first because I thought, how in the heck am I going to do this? Okay, I'm not great with technology. I'm just going to admit it. I have to ask my daughter, my kids for help all the time. Thank goodness for the young ones. But with this podcast, I got to tell you, I figured it out. And I figured it out on my own. And that just happened this year. All of these things that I have done within the past few years, they would not have been possible without the help of others. This would not be possible without the help of Bob Proctor and Kathleen Cameron, without their coaching programs, without their mentorship and their guidance. I couldn't have done this on my own. You know what? They allowed me to dream again. They showed me a life that was possible again. They helped me discover what I wanted, who I was. I forgot. My life began to change from that moment, and it began to change in a big way. Some of the things that we did, we studied the universal laws. Yes, you know about the law of attraction, the law of vibration, the law of cause and effect. All of these, studying myself, I had to let go. I had to let go of some things from the past. I had to let go of limiting beliefs. I mean, I didn't think any of this was possible because I didn't go to college. That was a limiting belief. Do you know? One of my other limiting beliefs was that I was afraid of being successful because I thought, I can't do this. Like, if I was really, like, if this got big, how am I going to do this? I don't have the capacity. And I had to work through all of that. And I understand now that anything is possible. And the right people, every single person that I needed and everything that I needed has come in to my life. You know, I had to let go. I had to forgive myself for the mistakes that I had made. And I had to forgive others. And that was huge. It opens you up. I learned to love myself. I never did. There was always something missing there. I was hiding. I was like a chameleon. I would hide behind others. I didn't believe that my voice really mattered. I didn't believe that my opinion mattered because I didn't feel that I was successful. And when these things started happening, I saw that I was proud of myself. And I do have a story to tell. And that is why I'm here. And this is why I am so passionate about what I do. This took some time. It took some time to heal. And, I think most of us have something inside that is missing. My book, our book that we wrote, it's called She Looks Fine. And I believe it is the perfect title for our book, especially for someone like my daughter with an invisible injury, with an invisible disability. And I know that she's not the only one out there. There are so many of you, so many of us that are hurting, and we're just holding it inside. But I want you to know that you can get past this and you can heal too. I've seen it. I know it. Look, I used to be on a lot of medication, and I used to be on, antidepressants because I was depressed. Or maybe I was just living in the past. Isn't that what depression really is? I had anxiety. I was so anxious all the time. Isn't anxiety afraid of the future? Afraid of being late? Afraid of not being able to pay our bills? Afraid of not being good enough? All of these things, all of this anxiety, you guys, it doesn't have to be that way. It's not real. We make it up in our minds. And once you understand and once you get past that and heal and move forward, you will see. And that it doesn't mean that I don't have bad days. It doesn't mean that I don't struggle. But the difference here is that I don't stay there. I don't stay there for very long like I used to. My gosh, I would get knocked down and I would stay down. And I'm not talking just for hours. Sometimes I would stay down for days, maybe weeks. I don't even know. That's why I felt like giving up a few years ago. Once I allowed all of this to come through me and to understand how the mind really works and how I can let go of the old programming, the old paradigms that I had been hanging onto my entire life, it freed me. I'm free. I have unleashed her. I am dressing the way that I want. I wear my hair the way I want. I do the things that I love. I eat the food that I love and actually have kept weight off that I had been struggling with my entire life. I see the good in everyone. I see the God in everyone. I lead now from love. I know that everyone has a special purpose here on earth. And I don't want to see you or anyone live their life and not feel fulfilled, not feel like you've lived your life and lived your purpose. It's your God-given right to live your destiny. Living an authentic life, living your truth, knowing your truth, going back to your childhood. What do you want? Ask yourself, what do you want? What would you love? If you could have anything, give yourself a minute to dream. Please give yourself a minute to just go back to your imagination. I say that we can live an extraordinary life. And I absolutely know this to be true. There are some things that I want to just shout from the rooftops. I have some things that I will be shouting from the rooftops. There are places that I am headed that I've always wanted to go. Are there places that you would love to visit and you feel like it's just a dream? Do you feel like it's not really possible? Because I'm going to tell you, I believe that you can have all of those things, and you should see every place on this earth that you want to. There's nothing else like living a life that is just peace and freedom. Freedom to go and do the things that you want to do. You know what? Look around you right now. Look around you and see, are you surrounded by the things that you love? I have to laugh at that because I look back here and I see this actually like actual life-size poster of Elvis Presley behind me. And it cracks me up because um I've always been a huge Elvis fan. And I love that. I love that about me. I wasn't even very old when he died, but I remember that day. I've transformed my life, and I want to help you transform yours. If you've seen some of the interviews that I've done the in the last 19 weeks, these people are beautiful souls. And they all have a couple of things in common because they've done really big things, but they're just getting started. They know they're living their life's purpose, and they know that there's more to life. And it's not about just getting, it's about giving, it's about serving. That's why I wanted to create this platform. I wanted to show you, I wanted to host these people, these beautiful people that are doing extraordinary things. We're here to support each other. We're not here for competition. It's not about competition. It's about collaboration. It's about transformation. And you know what? I know that you can do it. I know that you can do, have, or be anything that you want. I know that because I have done it. I have made the changes. I stand here, I sit here in perfect health, true happiness, freedom and peace and love. And I want you to too. I got to be honest too. If you should see the mess behind this closed door in my bathroom right now, I'm so proud of myself for just leaving it for a little bit because I'm going to get to that. But this right here was more important. This was more important that I sit down and share my message with you. I don't know what it is that you want, and maybe you don't know, but I want to allow and give you the space and the freedom to find that, to find your true self. And I can help. You see, after working with the mentors, after doing the work myself, I sit here today with confidence. I think you can hear it in my voice, and I think you can see it in my face. And if you're on, one of the platforms where you're only hearing my voice, jump over to YouTube. Come on over. This is where you see everyone too. Roberta Campbell on YouTube. Hop on over, find me. Let me know you made it. Tell me when you love something. Do you want to be a host on my podcast? Because I would love to have you on here. Do you have a story to tell? Is there something that you want to share with others in hopes that they can learn from you? You see, I'm not afraid to put myself out here. I'm not afraid to tell you the mistakes that I've made because that's how we learn. We don't fail. I don't believe in failure. I haven't failed. Mistakes, we could call it mistakes, or we could just call it wrong turns. Got off course for a little bit, whatever you want to call it. But I wanted to come on here today because I want you to know, in case no one has told you, I want you to know that I am proud of you. I am so proud of you. And do you know that God made you perfect just the way you are? You're perfect. You don't need anything else. You have everything within you. And I want to show you that. If that's been hiding, which that was me, I believe that we have this youthfulness and this beauty and this fun, extraordinary person inside of us that is just so excited to come out. That's what UnleashHer is. Unleash it. Let it go. Be you. Come join the party because it's beautiful. And you may say, but wait, because I see a lot of hatred or I see a lot of fighting or this or that. But let's not, I don't give attention to it. What we need is to give more love, to be more love, to show more love. Because when we do, we raise collective consciousness and you will see more love around you. Are you ready? Are you ready to transform? Would you like to be a guest? So I have a mentorship program that I designed that helps you heal from within. It helps you find your authentic self and helps you live an extraordinary life. So if you want to know more about that, reach out and let's talk. I would love to help you. I would love to collaborate with others. I'm ready. I'm ready to help inspire and motivate. So if I can help you in any way, please reach out. Let's talk because you don't have to do this alone. Let's do it the easier way. easy way. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. I'm so, so excited for you and your future. You got to be ready. You got to make that decision. If you have the desire to want something, if you really want it, and you make that decision to take the step and necessary, you can do it. I know it. And if you've listened to any of my podcasts, you know I love to end my podcasts like my grandma used to say. See you later.